What's up, guys? Thanks for joining me. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're going to be talking about color grading, and we're going to be talking about doing this on a lower end camera that does not have C-Log. If you don't know what C-Log is, that's fine. We'll get into that later. But for now, you're going to have footage that goes from this to this, and that's pretty awesome. So let's get into it. So to color grade correctly, we have to adjust some settings on our DSLR camera. But to first understand why we're doing that, we need to understand C-Log. So basically, C-Log is a setting on the higher end DSLR cameras that takes shadows, highlights, contrast, and saturation and manipulates them in a way that flattens the image. Now you may be asking, why would you want your footage to look flat like that? It looks really, really bad. This gives you full control over what your footage is going to look like. Now what I mean by this is when you take this footage and put it into your editing software, you can adjust the amount of shadow that you want, the amount of highlight, the saturation, the color, all of these things. And this is where color grading comes in. Not only can you adjust the coloring of the footage without distorting it or making it noisy, but you can also specifically pinpoint the shadows, the midtones, and the highlights separately. So for example, my color scheme is a dark tealish blue greenish, and then my midtones are kind of an orangey peachy. Alright, so with all of that being said, let me show you some of the settings I use on my camera to kind of mimic this C-Log look, therefore giving me so much flexibility in the editing process. So, on a lower end DSLR camera that does not have C-Log, what we're going to be doing is going into our settings, our color settings, our contrast settings, all of these things, and making this image look as flat as possible. We don't have as much flexibility as we would in a higher end camera, but we do have enough flexibility to make this footage really, really pop and look awesome.
Feel the cold wind on my face. It's all around but leaves no trace. This is where I wanna be. I'm skipping stones into the sea. I'll give you some long time. I need to go catch a high tide, 'cause I don't feel free. So I'm letting you know where I want to be.
So we're going to be going into a setting that is called picture style. This is on a Canon camera. This is going to be on most any Canon DSLR cameras out there right now. So you're going to know if you have a Canon camera that you're going to be able to do this. Also, it's called something similar on a Nikon camera. So you're going to be able to do this on a Nikon as well. Probably what your camera is set to right now is a little icon that has an S, and this stands for standard. And this is what any of the DSLRs come with in their kind of auto default setting. But we're gonna change this to give it a really flat look. So we're gonna be on the look for a little button that has an N on it. And you might have to scroll through a little bit. There's a lot of settings depending on the year of your camera. There may be a lot of settings, there may be only a couple. Neutral is the setting we're looking for on a Canon, and it's also the same on a Nikon. Alright, so when we select neutral, you're already going to be able to see a lot of difference between what you just saw on standard to neutral, because it's already going to flatten the image quite a bit. But we're going to go even further. When you hit neutral, there's going to be an info, kind of a little button above that, and you're going to select that, and that's going to give us even more flexibility on adjusting these settings within this setting. So we're going to take these settings and we're going to bring them all the way down to the left. These are either going to be negative numbers or zeros. And the only setting that we are going to leave alone is tint, because this is either going to make your footage really, really green or really, really purple. So we're going to leave that right where it is. Everything else should come all the way to the left in those negative numbers and zeros. And this is going to give us a really, really flat, neutral look, hence the name neutral. It was a good fit. That was cute. And this is going to give us a really neutral, flat look. And this is exactly the settings that I have set on my camera to make my footage look really, really great. So if you were to record with these settings and throw that footage into your editing software, you're gonna find that you have a whole lot more flexibility in editing, color grading, adjusting the shadows and the highlights, and you'll also find with these settings, your footage is gonna be a whole lot more forgiving with the adjustments that you make. You're not gonna get that noisy, grainy look whenever you change your contrast and your shadows and your highlights. I mean, eventually you're gonna get there, but doing a little bit more than you normally do is not going to be that big of an issue. These are the settings that I have on my camera to help me color grade, and hopefully this will help you to color grade as well. So if you'd like me to make a video showing you how I color grade, I will definitely do that. Comment below if you'd like that. Definitely hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, if you learned anything from it. Subscribe if you'd like to get more of my videos, and notification button so you don't miss a thing. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you on the next video. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining me. This is so hard with you in front of me, but it's okay. I know. Okay. I can't remember what I was gonna say, so.
Wow, this is going worse than I thought it was.
Okay, no, it's fine.